News. 24 hours. News,
I'm
Mississippi.
Courtney Carter, and this is the Weekly Rundown. Now, for this week, we're going to focus on the events that led up to Alex Deaton's capture. And so, Alex Deaton, as you know, is the man who was wanted for 2 murders in Mississippi, one in Rankin County, his girlfriend, actually, Heather Robinson, and the other, Brenda Painter of Neshoba County. And so, what happened was this all started last week. It turned into a multi-state chase. And so, we have all the information here for you, but I'm going to give you a rundown of the timeline of events that happened. So first, it was a Wednesday night or Thursday morning, so February 22nd or 23rd. Heather Robinson, who's believed to be an ex-girlfriend, was killed in her home at Vineyard Apartments in Brandon. Rankin County Sheriff Brian Bailey tells us that perhaps they were going through a breakup. And he later confirmed that Robinson's cause of death appeared to be blunt force trauma and strangulation. Now, Thursday night, Brenda Painter was found dead inside Dixon Baptist Church in Neshoba County, and she always went by on Thursdays to clean up the church from Wednesday night and have it prepared for Sunday morning. Now, police would later reveal that the vehicle that was spotted in the area around that time was linked back to Deaton, and Rankin County Sheriff Brian Bailey was able to confirm that for us as well. So on Friday morning around 4:30, that's when police found Heather Robinson's body at her apartment, and her white 2012 GMC Arcadia was missing, but Deaton's truck was still there. About 30 minutes later, around 5 a.m. on Friday, a jogger in Castle Woods calls and says that she has been shot. She identified the vehicle and Deaton as the suspect there. So on Saturday, Deaton is spotted in Tulsa. And so what we now know is that while he was in Tulsa, Oklahoma, he was actually in the area of an ex-wife. Not sure exactly what he was doing there, but Rankin County Sheriff Brian Bailey said that it was ex-family there, and so we now know that that was his ex-wife. On Tuesday, authorities received a 911 call from a man who had been at a walking trail in Bernalillo County in New Mexico with his girlfriend, and he told police that they had been kidnapped and carjacked. And in the phone call, which we have online at newsms.fm, he actually tells the police officer, "He shot me. He may have killed my girlfriend. Please help, please come back, because I don't know if he's coming back to kill me." And it's a very graphic, very disturbing phone call that we have. And so again, if you're going to listen to that, listen to it at your own risk. But we have that on our website at newsms.fm. And so on Wednesday, Deaton was pinpointed as a suspect in the robbing and shooting of a store clerk in Kansas. He stole that victim's vehicle, a 2004 Cadillac CTS. And then hours later, Deaton is taken into custody in Ellsworth County in Kansas after a highway patrolman put down the stop strips. Now, when those stop strips went down, Deaton hit him coming off of an exit ramp. His car flipped, caught on fire. He was actually taken into custody, and inside the car, they found a weapon that was charred, and that was added into evidence. And so Sheriff Brian Bailey called a press conference later that day and said that Mississippians could finally go to bed knowing that he had been brought into custody. But here's what we also know. This case is far from over. After speaking with Lieutenant Keith Elder in Sandoval County, New Mexico, we now know that the extradition process has to happen. So Deaton is currently in Kansas, in Ellsworth County. He now will wait there until we begin the extradition process, which means Mississippi prosecutors, New Mexico prosecutors, Kansas prosecutors will have to sit down and meet, and they will discuss the various charges that he will be facing. And at that point, they will determine where he will be sent to face charges first. Now, because of the severity of the charges here in Mississippi, that's probably it's probably the case that Deaton will come to Mississippi first, according to Elder, but it could go either way at this point, and that is somewhat of a lengthy process, so News Mississippi will continue to follow that for you as well. Something else that we'll continue to follow for you, the happenings at the state legislature. There was some buzz on Facebook this week from you all about the fact that domestic violence wasn't added as grounds for divorce. There were reasons as to why it shouldn't be because of the clause that says inhumane treatment is already covered. And then there were reasons that you all said it should be covered. It should be stated domestic violence, just to add those words into that law to specify that that is grounds for divorce. And so News Mississippi will continue to cover what's happening at the Capitol. And if you want any of the top stories from this week, you can check that out online at newsms.fm or on the News Mississippi app. Now later today, Chad Dixon will be at Nissan in Canton for the March on Mississippi, and he'll bring you the updates from there, and so stay tuned for that. For the Weekly Rundown, I'm Courtney Carter.